Good morning, good morning. Happy Sunday. Welcome to Blood and Beans, number 72. This is the 72nd Blood and Beans that we've done. It's crazy. You have to do something special for like the 100th one. Did go ahead and click the live button, so obviously we'll give it a minute for some people to show, but for those of you that are tuning in now, good morning, happy Sunday. Hope you've had a fantastic weekend. Hope your month has been really good so far. I know so far I've had a pretty good month. Lots of spooky things going on and things to talk about. That is the sound of me hitting my vape. So yesterday was my anniversary. My wedding anniversary. It was my 11th wedding anniversary. Which is also insane. 16 years. The same person. And I haven't been driven insane yet. Huh? Pockets is behind me. Shiloh is at her sister's house. So she should be coming home shortly. Yeah. Hopefully. Do miss the child.
Missing child.
No, the child isn't missing. You just miss the child.
I'm stretching. So stretching.
And still, it's the longest stretch in history.
Look, I took my pill when I came home. Shut up. Tell them to be nice to me.
I'm sure somebody will eventually.
I'm not gonna shoot you.
Yeah, I could see you doing that.
Isabel, you can't be under the blanket.
So I would do a mic check, make sure everything's working correctly, but guess I could always pull it up on a separate tab. I don't know if I want to do that though. Too much feedback. I have some faith in the microphone I have. I think that's the way to go. So I got a bunch of stuff done on Friday, so I could have yesterday off. We ended up going to a Japanese steakhouse for dinner last night. It was really good. It was good stuff. And we each grabbed a 6-pack and went back to our hotel room and watched a couple movies. And it was relaxing, and it felt good to relax. Plus, we stayed at the same hotel that we stayed at for our wedding night, so it was kind of neat. So yeah, it was a good time. I know I had fun, and Pockets is behind me saying she had fun too, which is also always a good sign that the wife enjoyed the wedding anniversary. Well, it's true. I'm just saying, like...
You could have still gotten, like, a bucket of KFC. You know, KFC would have actually been more expensive than the dinner we had when we went out.
Yeah, probably. And you can't get a bottle of sake yet at KFC.
Warm hot sake.
Yeah, it was not warm. That was hot sake. Yeah, that was good, man. I got a little buzzed off the sake last night, but like woke up this morning, felt like I got hit by a freaking Mack truck.
Yeah.
Hello, Blades. How are you? Happy Sunday. Happy Blood and Beans Day. I'll be seeing you Thursday. I made sure to pull cash out of the ATM to make sure I've got gas to go pick you up on Thursday evening after work. So be prepared, and then I'm going to take you to Field of Horrors on Friday. Taking Blades to a haunt. Well, it's actually 6 haunts in one. It's 5 haunted houses and a haunted walking trail this year. So I'm pretty stoked about the haunted walking trail. I'm probably going to save that for last.
It's gonna be cold. I'm wearing my Carhartt.
We're doing all right. Like I said, I'm still recovering from that bottle of sake I drank yesterday at dinner. But beyond that, I'm doing pretty good. I had a slug 2 cups of coffee this morning, and like they were shot glasses. And
That's why I brought up.
yeah, 2 shots of coffee.
You're welcome.
And then I had a pumpkin spice latte from Dunkin' Donuts, which wasn't bad. It's not Starbucks, but wasn't bad. And then I came home and finished off my energy drink from yesterday. And I'm still struggling. So Sabian needs more caffeine, and I gotta do stuff once I'm done with this. I've got to edit some videos and get that stuff done. But October is done. Like, that's awesome. Hello, dog lover. How are you? Happy Sunday. That was nice. Friday I did my narrating for the weekend, but instead of putting those videos together that I narrated, I put together night 13 of the 13 Days of Halloween. So that's done and uploaded. I might have some extra bits for the intro I gotta add in. In fact, I know I do. So I'll upload a remastered version of that, later on this week. But for the most part, 13 Days of Halloween are done, and technically all 13 days are uploaded. So I am happy. Gonna be a fun October. And don't forget the Halloween party this coming Saturday. So I'm gonna go get Blades on Thursday, and then we're gonna go to a haunt on Friday. And Saturday we have the Saturday premiere, obviously, which is part of the 13 Days of Halloween. I've got to actually get that premiere page up. Be night 4, and then after the premiere on Saturday, we're having that Halloween party in the Discord. So, and if you guys are looking to come, something like that, just message me on Discord. I'll gladly go ahead and send you out an invite card. Anybody who's looking to attend, we're going to be watching some scary movies, and everybody is going to be posting a picture of their costume in the Discord. And we'll all be voice chatting and texting back and forth and watching movies together. And I have a recipe for the signature drink for the party, which is a drunken pumpkin. And I've got that recipe on the invite card as well. So we can all be merry. It's going to be fun. There's no doubt about it. It's definitely going to be fun. I'm excited too. At the very least, because I know Shiloh is going to teach me how to just do it through Google Meets, which is supposed to be a lot easier than Teleparty. And that way I can put whatever I want on. Because with Teleparty, people either have to have Netflix or they have to have Hulu. So, if we all, watch a movie on Netflix, because most people have Netflix, that's the most common streaming service. Not everybody's going to be able to watch because not everybody has Netflix. So it wouldn't really work out. But if I can do Google Meets, I can just show whatever movie I want to show, which will be awesome. So then I can because I got the movies. I got the movies. So it's gonna be a good time. I know we'll probably end up watching the first Terrifier movie. I'd like to. The Blu-ray comes out on the 24th, which is 2 days after the party, the Halloween party. So I won't have that available to stream and show everyone, in a sit-down party, obviously. Not for, I don't want to pirate it or anything like that. But I would like to, sit down and watch that movie with my friends, which would be kind of cool. So Might be doing like a Terrifier 1, 2, and 3 party at some point. Like All Hallows Eve, then Terrifier, and then Terrifier 2. So that'd be kind of awesome. What's up, Fuzzy? How are you? We're just kind of talking about the Halloween party next weekend, and the 13 days of Halloween and stuff like that. So, but yeah, it's gonna be a fun and gruesome debauchery. I'm going to go ahead and get that premiere page up as well. The Legend of Blinkface is next week's video. Thursday. It's night 4 of the 13 days of Halloween. And I'm pretty excited. The 13 days of Halloween, by the way, they start on Wednesday, October 19th. Got a lot of good stories, I feel, lined up this year. Some pretty quick ones, just to, help you move through your day, help you count down to the big night. Don't want to keep everybody's, time and stuff locked in for like a half an hour every single day for 13 days. So I did throw in some quick nights there, some ones that are a little bit shorter. But then we got some longer ones as well. 10 minutes, 13 minutes, 27 minutes, 43, 47 minutes. So there's definitely some longer videos in there as well. But we do have a lot of cool stuff all lined up. Dramatic. Save. Hey, Pimp Demon. How are you? Happy Sunday. I created Jacob. Doughboy420 created Casper, but we both have like free creative license to do stories about whatever character we want. Doughboy and I work as like a complete and total team. There's no like this is mine and that is yours. It's not really how it works between us, which is actually really awesome. Next Saturday. And yeah, I'm going to have to start a 13 Days of Halloween playlist as well. Done. And yeah, cool. Excellent. Glad to hear that you're doing well. I'm getting the premiere page for next Saturday all put up. So yeah, alright. Cool. I think we're good to go. I hope you're able to make it as well, Dog Lover, but not everybody is able to make it to premieres, so I get it. I got no expectations. The stories will be there. They all kick ass. I have great confidence in the content that I'm putting up. But yeah, just make it if you're able. Not a big deal. But yeah, you should. They are fun. There's no doubt about that. They are lots of fun. There we go. It's up now. The premiere page for The Legend of Blinkface. I don't know where my channel trailer went, but interesting. But yeah, it is up. So cool. Yeah, it starts on the 19th, which is Wednesday. And that is not The Legend of Blinkface. That is actually night 1. Well, you'll wait and see. I don't usually give out the names of the premieres early. Typically let them sit for the 13 days. Not the premieres, but the 13 days. I don't really tell everybody what they're called and stuff. kind of let them be surprises. I do always follow a pattern, though. Last year, Halloween night fell on Saturday, so I had to show the premiere name of that story ahead of time so I could get the premiere page up. But this time I won't be doing it until Sunday because Halloween is Monday and I have a premiere on Saturday. So I'll get that up on Sunday, scheduled for premiere and stuff like that. Please keep in mind the Halloween night upload is going to be later than like a typical Saturday upload. I want people, at least, I know everyone lives in like different time zones and stuff. I want to give everyone a chance to like go out, do their trick-or-treating, all the things they want to do and stuff like that. And then my story releases, my Halloween special will release at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time instead of 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So Saturday premieres this year be 8 o'clock on Saturday, but then Halloween night, that'll be 10 o'clock at night Eastern Standard Time, so 2 hours later. So, but yeah, so you get obviously what the name of this coming Saturday's story is, but I won't tell you what night 1 is, night 2, night 3. Devil's Night, if you know me, Devil's Night's always a ritual. Always. As usual, every story will have live action intros, outros, and special effects to go along with the story. Longer or shorter stories, they'll all have them. Have a slightly higher production value to them, like the Saturday videos as opposed to like the tidbits. So I do really hope you have like what I have put up and ready to go. And happy October. I love Halloween.
Every day is Halloween.
For those of you that stopped in last night for the premiere, I See You. I hope you enjoyed that as well. I did go ahead and update the cast list in the description. I See You was played by Mary P. and Terry was played by Blades. So nah, I don't think they're holding back. At least I don't write my characters as holding back. Not the killers anyway. But yeah, if you like the Locust Lakes, I would definitely recommend watching Confronting Evil. They are born from the Locust Lakes, and with the past one, the most recent one, we circled back to Locust Lake. So if you enjoy Locust Lake, you might enjoy the Confronting Evil series. Sorry for the cat talking in the background. Apparently he has a lot to say. Watched Halloween Ends on Friday. Not sure how many of you have seen Halloween Ends. It's not great.
It's a waste of time.
Yeah, the kitty is he's jabbering away. But yeah, Halloween Ends was... I've got mixed feelings about it. It wasn't terrible by any means. Hello, Devane. Happy Sunday. You liked Halloween Ends? That's good, man. If you can get enjoyment out of it, like, by all means. I'm not here to convince you that it's a bad movie. If you liked it, great. I was not happy. But then again, I went in with really low expectations. Like, I knew a lot that was going to happen. Basically, the whole movie, I knew it was going to end up happening before I watched it. And I still left, like, the movie disappointed. Like, it was a good Halloween movie if it was the start of a new trilogy, a new 3-movie set, or a new saga. It would have been a great movie for, like, the start of something. It was not a good movie, in my opinion, for ending a Michael Myers saga. For obvious reasons. I don't want to give out spoilers. I liked the music. The kills that they showed were gruesome. There was like 9 kills or something like that in the movie, and they showed like 3. The 3 they showed were great. You know, those were exactly what I would expect. But I don't know. Movie left a lot for me to be desired. The end of the movie, it's like, oh, okay, cool, here we go. Things are gonna, and then it was like, oh, never mind, it's over. So like, I just feel, and there was one scene where one character knocks over another character and takes their mask. That is blatantly, it was just disrespectful to the character that got knocked over. And again, don't want to give away any spoilers, but for those of you that's seen it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And that was really disrespectful to the character themselves. But then again, I'm not a big fan of these. I didn't like 2018. And I get now, like, okay, that doctor scene, now it has a little bit more weight, right? That actually, it's more like a setup for the end of the new saga. But I didn't like that. I didn't like where they were going with it in 2018. Halloween Kills was okay. I didn't mind it. That was just Michael out in the streets killing bunches of people. It felt like a Halloween movie. I don't like the fact that they made Laurie Strode not Michael's sister, and I get that it's a direct sequel from the first Halloween, and they didn't reveal it until part 2, and it wasn't the original plan. In fact, John Carpenter hates Halloween 2, the original Halloween 2, and that's fine. He's the creator. I just strongly disagree. I actually think that's probably one of the best movies in the franchise. And to take away Michael killing family members, it's like taking away Jason's mask or Freddy's glove. It's such a huge part of the story. A huge part of the story. And yeah, and again, it didn't happen until Halloween 2, and John Carpenter didn't like what he did with Halloween 2, but I loved it. I thought it was great. It was a really good driving force. Some unknown motivation to do so. And the lore behind that actually got really in-depth. And I know not everybody was a real big fan of the Curse of Thorn and stuff like that, but I really liked that aspect of it. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, if you take into the Curse of Thorn into account, like Halloween 3 does a really good job fitting in with the rest of the series. Because in a backwards kind of way, it gives explanation behind Michael. And it still leaves in like that little sense of mystery. Like you just don't know everything. You just know what the main idea behind everything is. But you don't know like the inner machinations. Well, they did do an anthology after Halloween 2. It was called Halloween H20 and Halloween Resurrection. They technically were not sequels to like parts 4, 5, and 6. There was Halloween 1, 2, and then 4, 5, and 6, and then they rebooted, soft rebooted Halloween again after part 2. They got rid of 4, 5, and 6 into the Jamie Lloyd thing, and Halloween 3 wasn't about Michael. So they left it as after part 2, the Hull Hospital movie, and then like Laurie Strode like left and faked her death and blah blah blah, and then Halloween Resurrection, which was absolutely terrible. It killed that anthology series. So then they ended up going and doing a full reboot with Rob Zombie. I'm sure everybody knows that. First one I actually liked. Now it wasn't great. Wasn't my favorite Halloween, but it wasn't bad. I didn't walk away hating on the movie. Did not like the second one at all. That, in my opinion, is probably the worst Halloween movie. Even worse than Halloween Ends. And again, for me, that's my opinion. I did not like 2018. I didn't like what they did with that. They started it again, but this time after part 1 instead of part 2, and instead of a new remake or a new series. I don't know. I liked the original trilogy, or the original saga. I like the whole Curse of Thorn thing and stuff like that. And Halloween 3 is a fantastic movie. That is a John Carpenter movie through and through. It's got fantastic music in the movie. It's got a fantastic score. The practical effects, the gore effects they're great. They're John Carpenter gore effects. The story behind it is really freaking interesting. The only reason that movie got a bunch of hate on it is because it has the Halloween name attached to it. And everybody had an expectation of Michael Myers, which is exactly the same thing as with Halloween Ends, right? You expect Michael Myers to be in the movie, and he's not. Like, it's fine to make a movie like that, and that's what I say like about Halloween Ends. Like, I didn't mind the story. I kind of liked the idea of what they were doing and where they were going with it. There were some things I did have issues with, and I wish they would have changed. But overall, it wasn't all that bad. It just was a bad way to end a saga. Would have been a great way to start a new saga. That is my favorite story arc for the Halloween movies, is the Curse of Thorn. So that's, well, I get like people's issue with Halloween 4 and Halloween 5 and Halloween 6. I think it's a really bad rap. That movie's not as bad as everybody says it is. Curse of Michael Myers is pretty good. So, and again, I don't know if it's my favorite Halloween movie, but honestly, my favorite Halloween movie, would either be like Halloween 2 or maybe 4 or 5, because they're guilty pleasures. I'm not saying that they're fantastic movies and they're like super well written. I'll say this, they got Michael Myers in it. I mean, that's one thing. They do their best to like expand on the lore a little bit more with each movie. There is a sense of mystery in it. There is a storyline in it. And they are just good, campy, bloody Halloween fun. That's what I liked. I liked the whole fun thing. Scream is... Again, Scream's another mixed bag for me. I love the first movie. First movie's fantastic. Not a big fan of Part 2. Not a big fan of Part 3. In fact, I'm really not a big fan of Part 3. Part 3 could have been a lot better, was going to be a lot better, but then they had issues with kids in high schools and trench coats and stuff, so they changed the entire story for Part 3. But the original script for Part 3 was actually really good. Scream 4, I fucking love Scream 4. Scream 4 is like... It's right there on par with Scream 1 for me. I really like the fourth one. And the fifth one... I don't know. Like, it wasn't bad. I didn't like how it's cool that they did kill off one of the legacy characters, but I don't like how they did it, like who the killer was that did it. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. I did like the supernatural aspect of it, though. And people say that, like, well, ghosts and Scream that's completely out of... It's not true, because in Part 3, Sydney was seeing her mother's ghost. So, I mean, they've kind of already introduced that a little bit. But I like the fact that, like, you know, they had the cameo ghost appearance in the fifth one. So it wasn't my favorite Scream movie. I did not like it as much as 4. But it was good. New Scream was alright. I will basically almost guarantee that Stu's going to be back for the 6th movie. I guess I can't guarantee it because I'm not writing it. But it does seem to be the way that directors are going. So... Smile? I've seen the previews for it. I've watched reviews for it. I'm not all that excited. It looks like The Ring or The Grudge, just with a different kind of curse, and you get afflicted with something, and you don't know what it is that's doing all these crazy things, and then you find out you only have so long to live, and you have to figure out what it is. It's the same story. It's just with a different curse. It looks okay. It doesn't look great. Doesn't like have... I don't know. It looks alright. Like, I wouldn't spend money myself. I'm not going to be spending money to go see it. Just like I didn't spend money to go watch Halloween in the movie theater. I just freaking got a subscription to Peacock for $5 and watched it at home. Now, Terrifier 2, I mean, that was worth, like, you know, the $25 I spent on popcorn and the $40 I spent on sodas and the whatever I spent on tickets. That was worth it. That movie, I am very, very, very happy I went to go see in the theater. It's my horror pick for the whole year, Terrifier 2. And I'm sure from last week, if I've talked about this, I think I did, you all know that. But it might, like for me, I mean, it's really one of the best horror movies that I've seen come out in probably more than just 2022. It's really, really good. And it's the best horror movie I've seen in a theater in probably over a decade. It was awesome. So, Smile. See, I don't think Jeepers Creepers was terrible. I loved the first one. I don't like the director. That's why I kind of don't watch him all that often anymore, because once I found out what he did, that kind of bothered me. I don't want to give him any more money. But I suppose if, I can find myself a Jack Sparrow and get a hold of those movies, then I have no guilty conscience in watching them. Love the first one. I really liked the first one. First Jeepers Creepers was great. It was a good monster movie. It was better in the first half. Then after the first half of the movie, they started showing more and more of the monster, and it wasn't quite as scary. But the first half of Jeepers Creepers was really good. I loved it. The second Jeepers Creepers, the kids on a field trip on a school bus, I wasn't a huge fan. I did like the third one. A lot of people didn't, but I like how the third one takes place between the first one and the second one. So that way the second movie is actually the last in the three movies and sets up for Jeepers Creepers Reborn, which I have not watched because I've heard it's absolutely freaking terrible. But I did like 1 and 3. I liked the Jeepers Creepers movies. Yeah, see, that's not my issue's not with the movies; it's with the director. The first movie's good. Do I react to scary movies? Like, do they make me scared? No, no, they do not make me scared. Maybe when I was younger they used to, but as I've gotten older and I've seen so many movies and, watched so many documentaries and read Fangoria magazines, I know how the movies work. I know about lighting, I know about latex effects and fake blood and how they actually shoot the scenes and how they make it look like the way they do. So, yeah, it doesn't really bother me. I see something like really gross on TV and on a movie and I'm like, now, how did they pull that off? So this right here is latex, and it's probably covering... Like, yeah, they're just movies. It's all make-believe. I mean, I really haven't been afraid of a movie, like, have a movie scare me since I was 7, 6, something like that. The Exorcist kind of freaked me out a little. Like, I didn't have nightmares or anything, but like, I don't know, I watched The Exorcist when I was 15 and went down in my house in the dark to go get something to eat. Kind of had the heebs a little bit, but I wasn't like terrified. When I was 9, I watched Friday the 13th Part 3 for the first time and had to take the dog out in the middle of a windstorm at night. That was a little creepy, but like, again, I wasn't like so scared that I couldn't do it. I wasn't like crying or cowering. Like, yeah, I was a little unnerved, but, and again, I was young, but no, it's not anymore. It's all make-believe. VR is a little bit different. VR is a lot different than watching something on TV. It's a lot different than just, sitting in the comfort of your house, munching popcorn and watching something happen to somebody else that is fake. And like, oh, okay, latex here, latex there. It's different when you put yourself into that medium, where you have your own presence, where you stick your arm out, and you can see your arm, and you can see your hand, and you can stick your arm out into a shadow that's on the other side of a doorway. That's just complete darkness, and you don't know what's standing there, and you can just stick your whole, and then something jumps out at you. And, if it's in VR and it's done really well, if it's done correctly, it looks good. Like, it looks real. Sound is going to be very important. You got to have like sounds on your left and sounds on your right, and things kind of pan when you turn your head a certain way. ambient noises, stuff, all really, really important to create that atmosphere. And if VR is really good at doing that, if whoever made that particular experience is, competent, it's going to immerse you. It tricks your brain. It's very, very easy to trick your brain into something being real. Watching something on TV, knowing it's fake, that's one thing. Okay, the movie's over, I gotta go outside now. It's just a movie that I watched. It wasn't a real thing. Putting a strap in a VR headset on your face, and having something jump out at you from your right that you hear on your right hand side, and when you turn your head, the sound also pans to be right in front of you as this thing is lunging forward with its teeth, when you can see the textures of each hair follicle of its furry face. And yeah, it's a little bit different. It's terrifying. And again, it doesn't mean I won't do them. I know they're fake, but yeah, no, VR is way different than like watching something on TV. It's an experience. That's why I'm so glad that I don't work as like a VR marketing strategist, because it's impossible to describe VR. It's quite literally an experience. It's not playing a game. It's not watching a movie. It's experiencing something. You're downloading an experience. So when you download a horror application, you're not just playing or watching something. You're thrown in with an actual physical presence into a horror medium where you can move your head around and reach your hand out and grab objects, and it's a completely different level. I don't think I've seen that movie. Sounds interesting. I really like a lot of movies, but that one I have not seen. Well, I'm working on video stuff, though, here at the computer. I do got to pick out a movie to see. I think I'm going to put on Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. I think that's a good idea. Because that is also a great movie. Yep. Things can't, reach out and actually grab you, but, something could reach out and grab your hand in VR and literally take hold of your avatar, and your controller will vibrate in a way that makes it feel like something's grabbing your hand. And yeah, that can be absolutely simulated. There's also if you're really immersed, if VR does a really good job at immersing you, again, it tricks your brain. So if something touches you, or grabs you, you can actually feel it. Your brain can trick your body, your nerves, into sensing what it's seeing. Like a phantom touch. It's really freaky. Again, some horror experiences are cooler than others. Like Red Matter's fantastic. The textures are amazing. It's creepy as hell, but it's not jump scary. There's nothing that's going to make you jump, because Five Nights at Freddy's, that's what the game is based around, is jump scares. That is probably the most terrifying experience I've had so far in VR, is FNAF. Oh, it feels good to be back on my vape. I'll say that. Quit smoking cigarettes. So, if you hear me sucking wind over here, that's why. It's just me pulling air through my vape. Also, just so I can get started on a few things, I probably am going to end the stream in about 5 minutes, so about 45 minutes in. Well, again, if you're not expecting it, dog lover, I had no idea that there was going to be snakes in anything, and I had no idea something was going to jump out at me. So yeah, it's because you're there in the experience. It's not a snake jumping out at a character on screen. It's a snake jumping at you because you're there. inside the experience with complete arm movement and head movement and body movement. Everything's translated into the game or into the experience. So you have every movement you do controls what you are doing in the experience. And gives you a physical presence. That's cool. I like Bubba Hotep. That's a horror comedy that's freaking hilarious. That's a good movie. Bubba Hotep with Bruce Campbell. That movie's fucking awesome. Love Bruce Campbell. The guy's amazing. Yeah, VR is a little bit different. I have a lot of experience with watching horror movies. Latex effects, seeing gore and people ripped apart on screen and stuff like that. And that's, I've experienced that over and over again. In VR, I don't have much experience, right? Like, VR's only really been out for a while. I just got my headset like 2 years ago. So placing myself inside of horror experiences myself with my own physical presence, that's something I'm probably, again, just going to have to, slowly build up a tolerance to. And no, I've never fallen out of my chair. Nothing's ever scared me so bad that I've fallen out of my chair or fell down on the floor crying or took the headset off of my head because I was too scared. No, absolutely not. Because again, I know it's fake. It's all just good fun. Nothing's really going to hurt me. But it's always it's good to have a little bit of fear here and there. I wouldn't be a very good horror writer if I didn't know what scared people. And the only way I'm going to know that is if, I have fears myself. Fear of the unknown and stuff like that. So, I mean, yeah, things still goose me, but it depends, on the experience. And again, Terrifier, a movie about a killer clown ripping people to pieces and blood and gore all over the place. No, it's not scary at all. I laughed through that entire movie. Shiloh must have hit me 70 times telling me to shut up because people are going to think I'm crazy. That movie was, to me, it was fun. It was, I know how the gore effects are made. I was impressed with the director and the people that worked on all the gore effects and stuff like that. Damien Leone had a big hand in that movie. He did a lot of the editing and gore effects and stuff himself as well. So, that doesn't really bother me at all. The story was amazing. I really liked the story that they gave us this time around. And Art the Clown is a mime. He's a clown, but painted in black and white, and he doesn't make any noises. Everything he does is done through facial expressions and body movement. And the faces he makes, and laughing out loud, but not making any sounds. But you can tell he's pointing and laughing at a mother who is looking at her daughter ripped apart into pieces. That, to me, is hilarious. It's the satire. It's the extremely dark humor behind it all. It was like watching a Freddy movie. There was so much comedy in those Nightmare on Elm Street movies, and a lot of them were really good. I don't like all of them, but I do like all of them, but there were some that were better than others. But Freddy pulled that off great, and that's something I feel that Art the Clown really does well in The Terrifier. It's a really good blend of dark humor and comedy, but without making fun of the movie itself, without bringing down the visceralness of it. It's part of the morbid satire. 13 Days is going to have all original content. I think the only one that you may have heard before is Knox Kane's Halloween, and that's something that Blades put up on his channel last year, and I'm reading it this year. That's night 10, I believe. But everything else has been written brand new specifically for this 13-day marathon. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure there's going to be nothing there that you haven't heard. It's all original content. And peace out, Pimp Demon. Hope you have a good day. Happy Sunday. But yeah, I try not to rehash stories. I got my reboot this month out of the way. That one crazy subscriber premiered last weekend. So there will be no reboots in this month of October. Next reboot won't be happening until November, which is actually going to end up being the first weekend in November as a reboot, just so I could kind of work through this, because I had the Halloween special I had to make up this week, which had a lot of lines and a lot of sound effects and stuff like that. So I did a reboot that was a little bit lighter on those things, plenty of sound effects, but no lines from other voice actors and stuff, so it was a little easier to put together. But this way I could squeak this week out and be done, and then start over again next weekend. So, but yeah, no more reboots coming in the month of October. I gotta plug in my vape. My vape is dead. Yes, there will be a new Confronting Evil in November. It's probably going to end up being the second Saturday in November. So just keep an eye out for that. And yeah, new Confronting Evil is coming in November. But we got to get through Halloween first. And I have some really amazing things whipped up for Halloween. So I think you guys will be very happy. So the Halloween video is it's a little less than 50 minutes long, so almost an hour. So just make sure, like, if you do stop by on Halloween night, it premieres at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, but it will be going to almost 11. It's a pretty long story. I know you have been. You've always got CE on the brain, Dog Lover. Confronting Evil is I love that series a ton. But so this way I can get to work on that first story for November and get that squeezed out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream and download the movie that I want to put on in the background and get started with the rest of my day. I want to thank you guys for stopping in, spending a little bit of your Sunday with me. It's always very much appreciated and very much an honor. Thank you very much for being here. I absolutely love you all. Please be safe out there. Stay spooky, stay creepy, and I hope you have a fantastic October. And I hope that you stop by this coming weekend for the Legend of Blinkface. And don't forget that 13 Days of Halloween starts this coming Wednesday, October 19th. A lot of good stuff planned. And yeah, so hope you guys enjoy it. Hope you guys are having a great October. Make sure you watch a lot of spooky stuff out there. Be safe, and I love you all. Peace out, everybody. Later.